Hey everyone, I'm Amitendra. I work in supply chain at McKinsey. I recently attended a hands on AI training, which really motivated me to build something of my own. So, over the weekend, I spent most of my time building this AI application, which I'm calling Supply Chain Watcher. What this application does is it scans global news across multiple languages, translates that news into English. It filters the news into events which can actually cause a supply chain disruption, maps publicly listed companies that can be impacted by this disruption, puts a risk score on the severity between 0 to 1, and finally presents all this information in a condensed format on a Google Earth style globe. All of this was built on open source using Python and Streamlit. I used OpenAI to make LLM calls. And yeah, let's get into the demo. So this is the home screen for Supply Chain Watcher. There is a drop down for different industries, and this is a dynamic drop down depending on the news items that get selected by the LLM. So for example, if you're working in transportation or logistics, and I filter for that event, then it shows me that the Washington Bridge has suddenly closed due to structural issues. Impacted companies could be FedEx, UPS, Amazon, because the lead time will now increase for delivery. And this is more of a confirmed news, hence the risk score is 0.76. Maybe let's pick one more. So if I select agriculture, this says that US soybean farmers face risk due to escalating trade tensions between US and China, which could impact exports and farm revenues. It lists some of the companies which might get impacted. And if you select all industries, then you can actually view yourself across the globe, the different events, depending on the location which is relevant to your supply chain. So if I look in Africa, Nigeria just passed a rule to eliminate trans fats from their food supply chain. These are the impacted companies, mostly food companies. So idea is that if you're in procurement or assessing supply chain risk, this application helps you scan the latest news. Right now I'm scanning news for the last 7 days, and shows it in a really condensed form on a globe, which is fairly easy to use in my opinion. In the backend, what I'm doing is I built this on Python. So all these are the prompts that I've used, for example, to identify how the event translates into the company getting impacted. I've also added certain rules, and let me show you how I'm putting the prompt for identifying and filtering for supply chain news. So it says that you're a supply chain risk analyst, translate any non-English titles to English first, cluster news items into distinct real-world disruption events that impact supply, logistics, or production. Avoid pure commentary or market chatter, because then you'll just get a lot of news which is noise. I've defined certain rules on how the 0 to 5 risk scale would look like, and this score gets normalized to between 0 to 1. So this is the application that I've built. I'm using OpenAI to make LLM calls, but it was a great experience, and I hope you folks can share some of the feedback and anything to improve. Happy learning. Thank you.